Hello and welcome to the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast from the Box Office Buzz 302 YouTube channel. As always, I'm here with my partner, Mr. LL himself, Larry Loper, but we got the whole crew again. We got Michelle Chaffatelli, we got Matt Shackelford, and we got Kelly Crishu. Did I get it?
It's close enough.
It's Creshu.
All right, close enough.
Creshu.
It's a little game we play because I know I could say it perfect, but I kind of like being just a little off. Not really. I'll get it right. We are doing our third annual Christmas special spectacular. Thank you all for being here. It was 3 of us 2 years ago. Then last year it was 4 of us. And this year it's 5 of us. And it's going to be the best one ever. This year it is our top 5 Christmas traditions with a little bit of, being personal. Jazzing it up, being a little bit personal when we say it. If you got a personal story or something that makes it a little different, we'll get into that. So it's going to be top 5. So I will start it off. Then it will be Michelle, Larry, Kelly, and Matt. You will end each round. All right? Are we ready, guys? Are we ready?
Oh, man. Is that what we're going to be, Gil?
All right. Let's get excited. Let's start off with number 5. My number 5 to start off Christmas traditions. When I start getting into the spirit, it's the Christmas music. I like on the radio when they switch over and the regular stations only play Christmas music. But the caveat to that is I don't listen to it until Thanksgiving. I'm not going to go 2 months right after Halloween to listen to Christmas music every day. I'm going to wait a few weeks. I'm going to wait till that 3rd week in November before I start listening to Christmas music, because then I'm really into it. Like that Thanksgiving week, I'm into it. And for me personally, I like the old school, the classics. And when I was in elementary school and high school, I was in the school chorus. In my high school, it was called the Choraleers. And we sang a lot of those traditional classics. And the band played a lot of those traditional classics. And then together, they would play and we would sing, and it was awesome. And I did it for 4 straight years in high school. I did it my last year at elementary. So I guess it was 5 years in total. But yeah, it brings me back. It's nostalgia. It brings me back. I hear those songs. I think about the concerts. I think about practicing and performing and everybody being in class with me and us wearing, the robes with the scarves and all that stuff. It was a good time, man. I was very, very proud to take part in that. And we always had 2 shows. We had a show for family and I want to say the elderly, because people would come from a nursing home and we would perform in front of them with our family, all in the audience. And then we had a second one for just the students and faculty. That one would get a little rowdy, I gotta say. It would get a little rowdy. They'd be singing and people be dancing. And yeah, man, it was a good time. It was a good time. So my number 5 is the start of the Christmas music. Starts to put me in the spirit, makes me think about singing and performing when I was a teenager. Michelle, your number 5. Let's kick it off.
My number 5, I put decorating the tree. It's one of those things that you always kind of think, I don't want to do this or whatever. But then once you start doing it, you're like, oh, I'm really enjoying this. And then it's kind of just calming. And also then a lot of decorations you might have memories of, or even silly decorations that you're like, oh my God, this is, R2-D2 or so it's just one of those things that you kind of forget how much it's a good thing until you're doing it again every year.
Do you put up your tree by yourself? Is it a Michelle thing?
Well, everything is a Michelle thing right now. I got to do everything myself.
But nobody
But,
like Kelly doesn't come over and help you do your tree, and then you go over her place and you help her do her tree. There's none of that, or you're
I
putting
mean,
all the
I hadn't
branches
really, actually, I
together.
hadn't even thought about like having friends come over and help because in a way that would be fun. But
In a way.
Yeah, in a
I
way.
just try to, I do a lot of stuff I do right now. I do because of like my mom being kind of in the condition she's in. I make sure I, get everything done so that stuff is like nice for her. And then, so sometimes you kind of forget like you're doing stuff just because it is nice because it's Christmas and whatever. And that's why I think that was part of the reason that came to me as a number 5, because you're like, oh, once you're doing it, you're like, oh, this is nice. I enjoy this. But everything becomes like I have to, for a lot of people, I would imagine for moms with little kids too, it's like I have to. And then sometimes you forget to enjoy it.
Well, why don't we do this? So you don't have to do everything all the time. Why don't we say tonight that a year from now, you're going to put up your tree on a Saturday. You'll make a date of it, and we'll have like I don't want to tell you how to spend your money or what to do with your free time, but why don't we have like a Christmas party at your house revolving around putting your tree together?
It's a good
I'll
idea.
go. I'll
Yeah.
go. I'll
A
get
virtual
Mary to
Christmas
go.
party.
I mean, I'm tall. I can put the topper on.
Yeah, you got it,
Right.
Yeah, we'll put Matt on Larry's shoulders, and Matt and
There you
Dude,
go.
Larry's very
I
tall.
always forget that Larry's like 6'13" until I see him in
I
person.
know he has a
And
6'13", Matt.
I'm always like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, it'll be funny, and then he can put you like above the fireplace, and it'll be the elf on the shelf. There you go.
Dude,
That's
yo,
fine.
man, you gonna leave my man Matt alone, man.
What? I'm
You
not
don't leave me
making
alone,
fun
man.
of him. It's just, hey, listen. Matt is a good-looking guy. He's the youngest one here, and he's got a very good skill that pays him decent money. That is something I don't have. I don't have.
Don't be too hard
So,
on yourself, Gil.
I'm not being hard. I'm being realistic. I mean, the only thing you don't have going for you is you're not as tall as us. That's fine. That's great.
True. That is.
Well, when we're all dead, you're gonna have another 25 years on
You're
us.
right about that, Matt.
I mean, that's what I keep hearing. So.
Now, I don't know how great life's going to be those last 25 years, but, it is what it is. All right. Larry, LL, what is your number 5, sir?
When you shot this out, Gil, first,
Mm-hmm.
for me, at first, I was like, man, bro, like, disclaimer, I haven't really celebrated Christmas since I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But, religious purposes, things of that
Mm-hmm.
nature. So I had to really dig deep to when I was a child. You know what I mean? With my mom's certain things she did. Because she's still into it. My mom's into it. My pop's still into it.
Sure.
So I had to really call her and be like, hey, Mom, what did we, certain things kind of jar the memory of, that time, right? And, man, she brought something to light that I dug. I said, you know what? We did do that. So my number 5 was the decorating of the house. Because every time this season came around, my mom would change curtains, put out the little Christmas like mats, the plates. She went hard, man. You put the stockings up. We always had like the nut bowl with the peanuts and the mixed nuts. And then you had the candy bowl, the Christmas candy. Then you had like fruit. And she was into lights and ornaments. So that was a big thing. Like she really made the house very festive, and to this day, like she has sent me a little video she done when she had redid her place down where she's at in Georgia. Mind you, snow popping in Georgia, so you really gotta be in the spirit. But it just brought me back to my childhood. I remember that time, man, because she had this big box, the Christmas box. You got the lights, if you had a fake tree, you got the fake tree in there and all the adornments. She had all the bulbs and all the pretty bulbs and all the tassel that you put around it. And so it was always that type, like when she turned on lights on at night, man, it got real like cozy and festive. And if you had a fireplace, which we didn't have, obviously I'm in the city, we didn't have all that. But if you did, it'd have been like the perfect set. You know what I mean? So that was major. Number one was always the decorating of the house and getting it ready for the holiday.
I think that's a great one. I like that. And I can relate. I might even bring that up later. All right, Kelly, you're next. You're number 5.
I actually did this in order, like chronological order of how they would occur from the start to Christmas Day.
Okay.
So my first thing is every year after I leave my grandparents' house for Thanksgiving, I would go home and watch the show that always kicked off my Christmas season, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is the 1966 adaptation with the Chuck Jones animation and the Boris Karloff voiceover narration. I'm sorry.
Hi, Dublin.
Dublin and Michelle's being nice, please. So this is just something that I just always did on my own. I kind of just parked in front of the television and I watched this, and this just kicked off my Christmas. And I would watch Wizard of Oz if it was on, but that didn't really happen until recently. But I still do watch the original Grinch every year.
The classic.
Was that
one.
the animated one?
Yeah, it's animated.
That's the animated one, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the first one from
Yeah, the first
1966.
one.
Yeah.
Original, yeah.
I haven't seen the new animated one yet, more recent one.
No, I'm
And I
It's okay.
absolutely
It's
re-
okay.
It's okay. It's not the original. It's
They
I
changed
refuse to
whole
watch the Jim
story.
Carrey
It's not good.
movie.
That's funny, man, because my stepdaughter and my son, I mean, they could watch that could just be on repeat. They could just watch the Jim Carrey one. But they didn't grow, they obviously didn't grow up watching the one from the 60s.
Yeah.
And then the newer one, that's Benedict Cumberbatch doing the voice of the Grinch in that one. So it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. They all kind of like mesh
It's
together.
got some funny moments, but it's just It's a very mediocre film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
the
as long as-
original is
The
always
original is good. The original is
The
is
original is amazing.
great.
I mean, Boris Karloff's narration is incredible. And of course, the song is just phenomenal. But it was animated by Chuck Jones, who also did like the Tom and Jerry stuff for a little while. And he's just one of the best that there is.
to get Boris Karloff, who is a horror icon,
Right.
to narrate, a children's story, is pretty remarkable. I don't know if you know, Larry, but Boris Karloff played the Frankenstein monster in the old black and white Frankenstein movies.
So
He also played the mummy
Universal
too.
Monsters.
he also did a movie called Mad Monster Party, which is an animated movie from, I believe, early 60s. And it's about Halloween. So if you like the stop motion movies like Rudolph and Year Without a Santa Claus and Jack Frost, it's the same like team basically, but Boris Karloff he's like the main guy, and he's the host and does the voiceover and stuff, and it's really cool to watch. But this is Christmas, so
Right.
It is Christmas.
I might still watch it. I might cheat. I might still do it. All right, Kelly, that was a good one. All right,
That was a good
Matt,
one.
let's
No, that was a
finish
good
off the number 5s.
Oh, the 5s. The Quints. So my number 5, and these are in no particular order. They're just 5 of the traditions, saying that number 5 is normally my grandmother makes butter cookies and chocolate chip cookies, but she's got this recipe for butter cookies, and every year she makes them. She packs tins and she sends them to and it's like, ever since I had cognitive awareness as a human, that's like all I remember is like, okay, there's Christmas decorations, and grandmom dropped off dozens and dozens and dozens of these butter cookies. And it was like, it just, the taste of them and just like the look of, I don't know. It's just like nobody kind of makes it like she does. So, and to this day, we still get them. And it was a couple of years ago, she was like, all right, get all the, excuse me, all the ladies of the household together. And she's like, I'm passing on the recipe of the butter cookie. So she was like, no, none of the men were allowed there. She had like my sisters, my mom, my brother's wife, and all of them kind of get together, and she was like kind of passing on the legacy. So now it's cool to kind of see that like a few more people kind of start bringing them in, and it's just like it wouldn't be Christmas without it. And it's kind of weird because it's like a signature. Like there's so many, you just grab some for breakfast, you eat some after dinner, and it's just like, it's Christmas,
I love that. How come you don't bring them into the shop?
Because I like them.
Oh, selfish. Selfish. Oh, I like that. The butter cookies.
Were they able to duplicate it like your grandmom's? Because it's hard to duplicate that, even though she might gave them the ingredients. It's kind of hard to duplicate it.
It's hard to duplicate. You can taste the difference, but it's close.
Okay.
It's close, but it's not the same. Nobody takes the time that she would take. Everybody's like, all right, just get it in the oven,
Yeah. The microwave era, man. You know how I go. Everything microwave, man.
Everything is got to be quick. It's got to be right now.
Yep. But look at my house. We just take that log of Toll House and just slice off discs of it and put them in the oven. Cookies. Done.
Right. My son just made cookies today. He did it with the scooper.
Oh man.
Yep. It's on I got a picture on Facebook. Put it up today. All right. I will kick off number 4. My number 4, I did this with both my mother and my father, not together. And it's going through neighborhoods looking at Christmas lights.
Okay.
So with my mother, because it was a different, part of New Jersey, we would go through like we would walk through the urban area, and people would have the lights like set up on like the outside of their window frames. And then they would have like the curtain open so you could see like the Christmas tree through the window and stuff like that. A lot of apartments, you're limited on how much you can decorate on the outside. And then, if you went past like a Victorian kind of house or something like that, then, they would have it, set up pretty well. But we saw a majority of apartments being, lit up and things like that. Now, when I did it with my father on the weekends, we would go through neighborhoods of houses. And the houses, they would have their trees or their bushes and their front door and stuff like that. So it was different. I liked both. It was grander with, my father, going with my father, because it was the houses. But you really got to take your time when I did it with my mother, because we walked it versus just driving through the neighborhood and, look that, and and you're by it within 5 seconds and stuff like that. But I liked both. I think and I still like doing it as an adult. I do it with my wife, do it with the kids. The Nabisco factory is not that far. I don't know if you've checked that out, Matt. But you go to the Nabisco factory in Maryland, and it's not too far from you, and you can drive the whole grounds, and all those big trees are covered in lights. The kids would love it. Maybe your youngest one might be a little too soon, but the other one, he's right about there where he would enjoy it. So get GPS to Nabisco factory, and it'll be easy because there'll be a lot of cars in front of you, and just get behind them. It takes like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes to go through the whole Nabisco factory, grounds. But the trees are big and they're all covered in lights. Like, not like I mean, it's got to be like, 2,000 lights per tree.
Phew.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. They are covered. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's real nice. Real nice. And it's not too far from you. So
Hey,
it's
Gil,
good.
you ever see the Longwood Gardens when they do the winter
I
festival
did
night?
not. My
Mhm.
my
Oh,
my
that joint
wife
different.
Mary, she went a
Yeah.
few years ago and she didn't recommend it because she said it was freezing.
I remember as a
Freezing.
kid, they did it for one of them field trips one time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when as kids, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For us as kids, it was great because we wanted to get out of school. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, this generation a little bit different. They're never in school. They want to miss school because they always home.
Mm-hmm.
You got a kid, they always home, bro.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, Matt. He
Wanting to
always
do
home.
their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been to Longwood Gardens. I just didn't go for the Christmas. I
Oh,
went in
the
I went in
lights.
the summer. I
Well,
mean,
you gotta
it's a
like
nice
pick your
place.
night. You gotta pick your night where it's gonna be like 58 in the evening, maybe early in December, and then you gotta stop at all their little like cider and cocoa stands along the way to keep your hands warm.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would do it, but I don't think Mary wants to do it again.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna have
think
to
it blew her,
find
right?
somebody
That first
else.
experience.
I'll take a couple of the kids. That's fine. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know, Michelle and Kelly don't know, but Longwood Gardens is this big place where it's a bunch of plants and trees and bushes and flowers,
Yeah.
and there's some you could go inside a few buildings too, but majority of it you're walking like the grounds, and it was owned by the DuPonts.
Was it?
Old money, yeah, it was the DuPonts. They sold it, but it was theirs. And then there's a video inside one of the buildings, and it shows how the DuPonts purchased it and how it evolved over the years and stuff like that. So I went there once, and I would go again because I like
Yeah,
flowers.
I do too.
So plants are okay, but I like flowers. So, and you got all these different kind of flowers.
Side
All right.
note, Rich and I cut the guy's hair, and he actually lives in Texas, but he comes over here quite often because he supplies Longwood with their orchids. He called himself the Orchid Man. He
Orchid
says,
Man.
I grow the most and the best orchids in Texas.
Wow.
So much so that Longwood orders his flowers. So he brings them all here, gets a haircut, takes them all back. Not all the time, obviously, but when he makes deliveries, he gets a haircut, and it's pretty neat.
I guess he wasn't lying. It's like Elf when he's like, "Congratulations, world's best coffee! Congratulations!"
Yeah,
I mean,
that dude walk. He should have a mug that says "Best Orchids" because he likes talking about it.
well, you can
Like
probably go on a
orchids,
website
Good orchids.
and check it out.
Good orchids.
Orchids are nice, white orchids. All right, I did my number 4. Michelle,
Yes.
you're number 4.
So my number 4 is Christmas music.
Oh,
I'm with you, Gil. I really like it, and I really like it to start day after Thanksgiving.
mm-hmm.
I do think there's a lot that starts too early these days. It's like the day after Halloween, people are starting too much Christmas stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We do live in America. Let's not forget that. America has a holiday in between.
A great holiday.
I find funny
I love
because
Thanksgiving.
how a lot of Americans are so pro-American, you would think they wouldn't do that, but hey. And so that's like one of my pet peeves is that people get, November 1st, it's Christmas. No, it's not.
No.
Yeah.
And but I do like hearing the Christmas music, and like there's a lot of good stuff. I'm with you. I like a lot of the old stuff, but I like a wide variety. I mean, I guess I like a wide variety in general anyways, but there's a lot of stuff Christmas music wise too that I don't think you necessarily maybe would like that artist regularly, but their Christmas song might be like phenomenal. And it's a good vibe.
I love the classics. I like hearing like the record like cracking You know, in the background, like
yeah, the
you
like the
know,
Bing Crosby kind of
yes,
music.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, and things
My
like that.
nephew loves that song.
I love that song. You know, some of the newer stuff. I'm not, and he's a good singer, but I don't know, man. I'm not feeling Michael Bublé. I'm just not feeling it. I mean, he sings so many Christmas songs, but
Mhm.
I'm not feeling it. And by
Got
the
that
way,
buttery voice.
do you know what the biggest selling Christmas song is?
Of all time?
Baby, it's
Well,
cold outside.
no, that's a good guess,
Oh man.
It
but
should be
no,
White Christmas.
it was White Christmas. White
Yeah.
Christmas held that title for a long time, but it is no
Please
longer.
tell me it's not what I think you're going to tell me to surpass it, because then I might just have to slit my throat.
You probably
It's
should
Mariah
hide.
Carey, isn't
It's
it?
Mariah Carey
It
in it.
is.
I knew he was gonna say it, bro.
It
I knew he was
is.
gonna say Mariah Carey. I knew it. I knew it.
She's,
Are you gonna slit your throat now?
Yeah, I'm
Michelle? That's
gonna.
where you was going. Okay. Yeah, I thought so.
It's funny because it's like I actually like the song, but I think it's taken on like a ridiculousness. Like I've never seen any other
It's
Christmas
become
song.
its own personality. Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
like
It has. It really has. It really has. And I'm
It's
in
be-
total agreement, man. I'm with y'all, man. When I'm in that mode, that's the mode of like the Big Crosby, that
Mhm.
mode.
yeah.
That's what I'm used to, you know what I mean? 'Cause
That
it's
feels
a different
Christmassy
spectrum,
though,
man.
you know, Bing Crosby,
yeah,
Sinatra,
yeah.
Sinatra's
Sinatra.
Christmas. It feels
It just feels
it's like
When-
a
when-
warm blanket
it's-
on your soul.
when-
yeah, there
you're-
you go. That's a
when-
great analogy, bro. It's like having a blanket on.
when
It
you're
is.
driving and you're like, man, you know, it's winter. It's almost winter. And you got a hot drink, whether it's tea or coffee or something like that. You turn on the radio and you hear Nat King Cole getting ready to sing.
Yeah.
You're not changing it. You're not changing the channel. You're gonna
Mhm.
hear it. You're gonna hear that, you know, chestnuts roasting on
That's
an
a
open
fact.
fire. Oh
That's a
my
fact.
gosh, you're gonna take a sip and you're gonna with a smile on your face.
Hey, Gil,
Right? Am I right?
Hey, Gil, you can't be doing the musical notes. Mary got on you about that, man. You can't be doing the musical notes, man. She got on you about
I'm gonna tell you what I told her, and then I'll tell you what she told me back. When you tell me I can't sing, I remind people I was class singer in 1994. And then her response is, it's no longer 1994. So
Yeah, it sounds like a good retort.
Well, you
Yeah.
know what's interesting is even with that one surpassing it. When is that from? The very early 90s?
no, it's
I think it's like-
1995.
yeah.
It's 30 years this year.
So-
30 years.
That I mean, even with that surpassing it, it's 30 years because I was gonna say there's nothing that has come out new Christmas wise
Mhm.
that I think could even come close to the old stuff.
That's a
Even
fact.
if you didn't go back to like what we're talking about, if you only went back to like 70s and 80s, because there was some great 70s and 80s Christmas music,
Oh yeah.
but I feel like the stuff that they try to do now is just too. It's just something off.
Mhm.
I agree.
It's not. It doesn't sound authentic.
Authentic.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. There's no heart and
Yeah,
soul.
there's too
into it
much
because
production
it's just-
behind it. Like,
It's
Yeah.
generic, like put these keywords that sound
Yeah.
Christmassy, put jingle bells in the background and chuck out another hit. And just, it's not
What-
somebody sitting down thinking about what Christmas means to them and putting meaningful lyrics, sitting down, making an arrangement. And then
Right.
like, it's just, people don't do that anymore.
It's
What
like
about the Dropkick Murphys? Their Christmas song. I think it's pretty good.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Oh,
I don't
it's
know if
pretty
I've
good.
heard that, and that's surprising for me.
All I can think about in my head is shipping off to Boston when you
That's,
Yeah.
well, that's their main hit, but no, they got a Christmas song and it's pretty good, and it's about drinking and you know not wanting to see your uncle and stuff like that. Yeah, check it out when it's over. YouTube it. That's all.
Yep.
Yeah, I forget the name of it, but just do Dropkick Murphys Christmas song.
But like, when is
I'll
that
make a
from
note.
too? I mean, that could be from the late
I-
80s, early 90s.
Nah, I think it's
It's gotta be
I
from
think it's 2000s. I think it's like
2000.
early 2000s. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, see, there
Don't
are
hold
That's
me
on
to
my
that.
Christmas Carol
Don't
list.
hold me to that, but I think it's less than 20 years old.
Yeah, because
But also, like,
out the
as much as I just said everything I said, the Mariah Carey is a good example because, like, I thoroughly do not like her at all, like musically at all.
All right,
I think
got
she's
all my
garbage.
notes.
But
You got it?
Yeah,
it
the
is a
season's
Christmas
upon
song
us.
that I've always liked, although now it's been just ridiculous
Is
size
that
and I
it?
don't want
The
to hear it.
season's upon us.
Yes, I think that's it.
Well, I mean, look at Last
Why do you
Christmas.
why
It's
do you
one of
not?
the greatest Christmas
Yeah.
songs ever.
Look how many
And-
people have covered Last Christmas.
Yeah. And not only that, like Taylor Swift just did it. And I don't have anything against Taylor Swift. Okay. My nieces love her, whatever. So she is what she is.
Yeah.
But the version she did is just awful. And I think just because it's so hyper like stylized and so it's not, like I was saying, authentic at all.
I agree. I like Taylor Swift. I did not like her covering that song.
You know, it's interesting you bring up Last Christmas because I see that become a thing where people are like, oh, Whamageddon every year. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I hear Mariah Carey song more than I hear Last Christmas. So let's have a Mariah-geddon, not a Whamageddon. Like, I think it's weird that became a thing because Mariah's song is just thrown down your throat lately.
Well,
Like,
I don't feel like the Wham song is like has the same type of like overplay as, even though it probably does, it doesn't have the same, like, I guess on me personally, it doesn't have the same effect on me as hearing Mariah Carey's song over and over again.
Right. And that's
it also came out.
And I love it too.
Before.
Of course, not her version though.
Well, there is a way better version.
Yes.
And for America, this is our opinions. Don't kill us because we're not saying anti-Mariah. We might be anti-Mariah, but I'm just saying, if you could go into history, we implore all the younger people who was born before, I don't know, not disrespect to you, Matt. If you're born before 1980, you would understand what we're talking about. Anything beyond that, man, you won't understand what we're talking about because you are not gonna go that far and dig into crates. Because how many these new age parents are really playing that far back? We grew up with parents that actually grew up in this, probably 60s, 50s, and so they carried on the tradition of them, them traditional songs we're hearing. Where nowadays they're trying to get it out the way, man, and bring this.
Not only that, there's something with the younger ones where, like, I always knew whether it was that my parents did it or not. I always had an awareness of things that came before.
Yeah.
And I don't think the ones these days do. And it's very weird. And I think part of that is because we didn't have, like, they'll just go on and be like, oh, I want to hear this one song and look it up that way.
Indeed.
Like, where we had to kind of listen to other things or filter through.
Yes.
And so whether it's the music or other things, I just feel there's a lot of stuff that they're very unaware of that we may not have known a lot about or only heard it once or whatever, but we had an awareness.
Now everybody's got all this accessibility. If you want to hear a song, you just grab your phone, you hear it twice, and then you're good. When we grew up, we had to listen to the radio all day to hopefully catch that song.
Yeah.
Or we had to, do the knob to try and go through a couple of channels that were similar to each other. So, okay, it's not on this station. Maybe it'll be on that station. Nope, let me go to another one. All right, I'm going to have to go back to that first one. So you're going between 3 different channels, try and get it in clear to hopefully catch that song. That's what it was for any song that you like. Now, I mean, you just ask Alexa, play, whatever, and you just got to be specific on which version. That's it. Yeah. But yes, I mean, they're spoiled. The generation is spoiled, and the next generation after that will be more spoiled. Yeah. I like between myself, Michelle, and Kelly, because we're all about the same age, and Larry, you're a couple years younger than we are. I like the fact that I was a young kid to an early teenager in the 80s, so I got to enjoy a lot of those corny, silly movies and songs and stuff like that, music videos. And then in the 90s, I became a teenager to, a young, man, like almost in my mid-20s. I really thought I was lucky to be born in the mid-70s so I can experience, because I don't think I would have liked being an adult, being in my 30s during the 80s, like I
Yeah,
did as a kid, as a 5-year-old to a 14-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
no
And I
doubt,
Yeah.
liked how the 90s
no doubt.
changed, like music-wise in particular. So I got to be a teenager to, to being 24 by 1999. And I felt like I was born, in my opinion, for me, at the right time in the mid 70s. Because I think if I was born 60s or 80s, I wouldn't have enjoyed a decade like I actually did enjoy. The 80s and 90s, I mean, I love the 80s and 90s. I'm between 5 and 24. I mean, that was the
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah. I
saying?
mean, think about it. It goes back to our movies, our musical taste. That was a good period, man.
Oh,
Like it
yeah.
really was. Like if you dig in the crates and actually go in that time period right there, it was a lot of stuff that we could hang on to today and that you can't duplicate. I don't care what you
Hmm.
try to, you could AI it, you could, I don't care
Yeah.
what you do,
If
CGI it. It is
if I'm
not
if
going
I'm
to
in
add
my
up to the original,
30s,
man.
am I gonna appreciate Pretty in Pink?
Oh yeah, with
Am I gonna
yeah,
appreciate The Breakfast Club? Am I gonna appreciate Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Well, maybe one part I will, but generally speaking, and it was the right time. I mean, I watched a movie that I thought was pretty good that I couldn't watch now. I saw Soul Man, starring C. Thomas Howell.
yeah, see something else.
You can't watch that
Yep.
movie now.
Nah, not now.
You can't.
No.
You can't
I
tell
mean,
somebody, oh, I just watched Soul Man and I kind of liked it.
yeah,
You know,
closest you're gonna get is Black is Tropical Thunder. Remember that?
Tropic Thunder, which is
Robert-
another movie you
yeah,
probably can't really watch now. They
yeah,
can't make another Tropic Thunder.
yeah.
They can't. All
Oh
right.
man, you talking about movies, man? It's crazy because you kind of segue my next thing that was traditional, and that is watching Christmas movies. So
Ah,
I always remembered it was a couple movies that we just knew it was that time because it only came around that time, and that was the clay animation of Frosty the Snowman,
yeah.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Mm-hmm.
That was always rotation. Then we had
Mm-hmm.
the Christmas story, which funny story, Gil. You know, my lady's from Ohio, and I
Mm-hmm.
actually went to Ralphie's house.
You
It's a
told me.
museum. I told you, right?
Yeah,
And I
you
told
said,
you
yeah,
right
and you
down the
said
street.
if right across the street was the ghetto.
What's the ghetto? Right down the street. Ralphie grew up in the ghetto, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. No wonder he was a tough kid, man. He grew up in the ghetto. It was rough where Ralphie grew up at, man.
Sprinkle,
But yeah,
frickle, frickle, frickle.
yeah, it was real, man. It was real. But yeah, we watched that. And then as I got like in my teenage years, my pops always watch what you said ain't a Christmas movie, but A Wonderful Life. You say ain't a Christmas movie, but he did watch Wonderful Life.
Well,
Um,
it's debatable that it's a
yeah,
Christmas movie. It's
it,
debatable.
it seems always come around. It seems to always come out around that time, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to think what other movies we watched. I know you turned me on to Elf when I went to your house. That was dope.
That's what I was gonna ask you in
Yeah,
front of everybody. I was going, hey, when was the first time you saw
yeah.
Elf?
Well, fully
You're gonna be like
watched it
at your house at
yeah, was
Thanksgiving.
your house. Fully watched it. Like I always like saw bits and pieces, but like I said to you, I said the best movie to me that Will Ferrell played in was Step Brothers. That's what I thought he was just the funniest movie to me. And then the Anchorman too, because he's just so stupid. You know what I mean? He's stupid, like for real. But yeah, that was always the thing, man. You know, watching the movies because they only came out around that time.
Yeah.
You know, and also Charlie Brown. Charlie
Oh,
Brown too. That came
yeah.
out too. So that was all.
Now you can't watch them because Apple TV owns all the Charlie Brown.
Does
So
it? Does it?
yes, so you have to watch it on Apple TV. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my four was always watching them movies as a child because that's when you just knew it was that time, you know.
Yeah. I love it. All right, Kelly.
Okay. My next one is decorating the Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
Always one of my favorite things to do. Although as I get older, like it's kind of a daunting task to do. But when I was little, we used to even make the popcorn and cranberry garland. That was like my job. I loved doing that, and I loved putting it on the tree and stuff. And my parents usually had either Christmas music or like Lawrence Welk in the background, and it was just something that I always loved doing. I'm definitely like the female version of Kevin in Home Alone. I have this thing for Christmas trees. And growing up, my parents had this like one long piece of gold garland that I just absolutely hated. And I wanted to throw it out so bad. But yeah, I love doing the Christmas tree.
And did you had all the like different bulbs and all the different pretty bulbs going? Like,
yeah, we would put bows on it, and we had an angel topper when I was a kid, but more recently we have like stars or put a Santa hat up there and stuff. But yeah, bows, and I prefer like beads to bead garland instead of the
tassel,
roughly like lay kind of stuff. I like tinsel too. I just don't like cleaning it up.
Bits get everywhere.
I don't know how you do it, Michelle. So yeah,
I don't think that tree looks right without it. I mean, a lot of trees look very pretty without it, but it's just one of those things. I'm like, it needs tinsel.
The tinsel's got to be silver. If you're gonna do tinsel, I don't like it any other color.
So blue and red won't work. Blue and red won't work, Gil.
Blue and red.
Blue and red.
Red. I mean, red could work, I guess, but I like silver or no tinsel at all. That's me.
I think the silver tinsel makes it almost look like sort of like if it snowed, whether it like in a way, but also it gives it a nice shimmer, like, and then it gives the whole tree a shimmer and can make a lot of the ornaments shimmer more, and I love garland. I don't like it on a tree because I think people just kind of bulkily wrap it around. But when you were saying the bead garland, Kelly, that probably looks nicer because it's kind of like the same size of like the popcorn and stuff like that. That doesn't look terrible,
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Christmas tree. So
what makes the tree ugly, man? You ever seen any ugly Christmas tree? Have you ever witnessed somebody like, and that's like kind of you can't say somebody tree ugly, man. That's disrespectful.
Well, you shouldn't say, but you can think
have you ever saw a ugly tree? And what makes a tree ugly? Like you could say.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like saying an ugly baby because it's like.
And they do exist, by the way.
Yeah, because it's like everybody's got different things. So like I just said, I don't like the garland, like especially because it's bulky and blah, blah blah. But that doesn't necessarily make the tree ugly. But like I would be like, I might have that moment of like, ooh, like. But like, and it's just like I'm sure there's people who don't like tinsel or like. Just different things. Like everybody's got certain things they don't like. I know there's some people who think like all the ornaments should be the same shape. Like, so you should only have round balls versus like having multi things. Like people have all kinds of crazy,
I think that's more of an OCD thing though.
That's true.
Like, and it's an aesthetic thing, a design thing, but it's definitely an OCD thing. Speaking from experience, somebody who has OCD. Yeah.
I've always wanted to do, I haven't done it yet, but because I would probably get a fake tree to do it, is I would like to have a white tree with just blue decorations. I think that's very pretty.
Oh, that sounds nice.
But I don't think I would do that as my main tree. It would be like just an extra tree to have like a pretty.
I know a couple people that have more than one Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So
and sometimes you need to because you accumulate decorations and stuff.
That is the truth. Decorations and adding more and more presents to the bottom of it or out of room. But yeah. All right, Mr. Matt.
Where are we at? Number 4?
Number 4.
So what I like doing and what we like doing is I've done this for a long time, probably well, I guess it's since I could drive, but my parents used to do it too with us all, kids in the back. Isn't, we going to like the big Christmas light places was cool, but we would turn it into hours of going through different developments, driving around, seeing like, oh, let's go in this one. Oh, there's big houses in here. Let's drive through here. And some people had the whole lawn done, and some houses had like projectors on them, and some houses were like you could interact with the stuff. Some houses had lights that were timed to music, and the songs would change, and the whole house would shift to something else. And sometimes you would just park there with a cocoa or something and just watch a whole kind of couple houses kind of do their little music show or whatever, and then you go to the next development, and then next thing you know, your head's on the window of the car and you're done. Parents are driving you home, and I do the same thing with my boys, and we just drive through, and they kind of just looking around at the lights, and it's just a fun time because it's endless. Everybody's houses are decorated.
That's great. I mean, that was like my number 4.
That
was pretty great. All right, let's keep it moving. My number 3, I'll start off the 3s, and it was already mentioned, and it's the Christmas tree. Now, for me, I have different versions, and I love them all. So, my mom's tree, it was funny. She liked the white bulbs. So it'd be the green fake tree with the white bulbs, and she would be the only one who decorated it. She would say that the tree is breaking. This will be the last year we use this tree because we're gonna have to get another tree. But every year she used the same tree. Every year it was like, oh, this is definitely the last year. But every year she used it, and we used to have colored bulbs on it. But then one year she tried the white, and that was it. She liked it with the white, and she liked it without a lot of ornaments. She liked it basically a lot of white lights, a little bit of ornaments, and she had to put it together. So I would go to school, and I would come back, and it would be all set up. That was how she did it. Now with my father would get one of the fresh cut trees. So it had that nice smell. And my father is the one who showed me how to do the lights. Okay, you start from the bottom, work your way up. And then after that, we would put the ornaments on. So it was a completely different, much bigger tree, real tree. And I participated in everything with it. And then as an adult, I've had a couple of real trees, but now the last 10 years plus, every time I've done a tree, it's been a fake tree. As a family, usually we would put it together. I always did the lights. And then as a family, all of us, the kids, everything, we would put up the ornaments. And then the kids, the little ones, would put ornaments, like a lot on like one branch. And then when they don't look, I would like spread them out. I would take it off and put it on another one, put it on another one. And I like to, this is me, maybe this is OCD too, but I like to keep like a theme like together. So my Star Wars ones are in one section. My Transformers ones are in another section. My superhero ones are in another section. I got an old school Shaquille O'Neal dunking wearing the Orlando Magic. So any athletes and stuff like that, they're in a section.
You got a lot going on, man, on this tree.
You know it. You know it. So the Christmas tree, 3 different versions. And then also in my house, you know those projectors that people put in front of the house, and it makes the lights like sparkle and things like that, and they go into like a its own kind of motion, stuff like that. So we have 2 of them. We got one for outside that shines on our house, and we got another one that I use inside that shines on the wall and the ceiling next to the Christmas tree. And then we got a light that it's like a disco light, but it's Christmas lights. It's just green and red. So I got the ceiling, the walls, and the Christmas tree in between. So at night, like, when I'm by myself and I'm drinking something, hot, I turn off the TV and I just stare at the lights. I stare at the lights on my TV that are shining on the wall, the ceiling, and all that stuff. And yeah, and it makes me nostalgic thinking about my mother's tree with the white lights and putting up my father's tree and stuff like that. So I cover like all the grounds, and even Mary last year, she was like, "Man, have you really been staring at the Christmas tree for an hour?" I go, "It's been longer than an hour." Yeah, I can do that. I can just get comfortable and just stare at the lights because that's what I used to do, when I was a little kid, and I'd be going to bed and the lights would still be on in the Christmas tree because my mother wasn't ready to go to bed. So that's how I fell asleep. I fall asleep to the lights on the Christmas tree and stuff like that. So now I got more lights and I don't fall asleep, but I leave them on. I leave them on. I like going to sleep and waking up with the lights on. I do. And by the way, my topper, I alternate. I have this year Darth Vader with his lightsaber, and you turn that on and it lights up. And then last year I had Yoda in a Santa outfit, and he was the topper. So I go back and forth. So I have a Star Wars topper.
Did Leo help you, man, put it together?
He helps with the ornaments.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know what he does? He does like the whole bottom row, and he'll put like 3 ornaments on one branch. And I'll be like, spread it out, spread it out. So he'll go to one branch over and do the same thing. Oh, he'll learn. He'll get it.
We'll get it.
He'll get it. But we got a ton of ornaments. We're at a point where we almost got to double and triple up on a branch.
Man.
Our tree was up when you came and visited, right?
No.
I don't
No, it
remember.
had to be up because we put it
sure,
up the
man?
week of Thanksgiving, and you came over that Saturday, 2 days after Thanksgiving. So it was up.
Where was it at?
Right next to the TV that you were staring at.
Man, I don't remember this. Man, I don't
Oh.
know. If you said it was,
I got a picture of it.
yeah, I gotta see.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, I'm the Christmas tree, and that is my personal story with it. But next year, I'm going to add another story to it because I'm going to help Michelle put up her tree. How about that? And Larry's going to come with me. I'm not going to say Matt because he's got little kids and things happen.
I'll supervise.
Things happen. Maybe Kelly will show up too. Gonna go to Tom's River next. I like how I just invite myself. All right, Michelle, you're number 3.
So my number 3 is St. Nicholas Day, which it's a very German tradition, and we always did it growing up. And so that's December 6th, and you make sure your stocking's up. You get just a few little things. One of the big things that's very common for St. Nicholas Day is the gold coins. And the original tradition is from you can leave out shoes or stockings. I think the Dutch, that's one of the things where they would leave out the wooden shoes. And it's all about it started from like Bishop St. Nicholas. And it's like kind of symbolizes generosity, and like also one of the main things that they used to always put in was oranges. When I was growing up, a lot of times it would be just like, you'd get like a coloring book and crayons and the gold coins and maybe something else. But it was just like a fun little, almost like precursor to Christmas coming. Like it kind of jumpstarts like the holiday for you. And I don't know, I just always enjoyed it, but it was funny. It was interesting because I was wanting to make sure I had the origins correctly. And it seems like there are a lot of Christmas traditions and stuff that come out of like German heritage originally, which I was like, oh, that's very interesting. And then I think also like if over in like Germany and the Netherlands and those places that do St. Nicholas Day, gingerbread is a big part of it as well.
I like that one.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I've never heard
I
of
like
this.
that one a lot.
Yeah,
I've
no,
never-
and
I've
I was
never
like,
heard of it.
I think that's one I should mention because it's probably like not something that everybody does, but it's pretty cool.
That is cool. That is cool. It made me think about my lady when she they do a stocking, I don't know, exchange, whatever.
Mhm.
And when my household, it wasn't like the stocking was mostly for decoration. It wasn't like you stuffed it. You know what I mean? When I went to her place in Ohio, you know, that's what her family do. Gave you the stockings with, you know, little stuff in there. And she was like, well, what's the purpose of having the stockings if it ain't stuffed? I said, well, my house, it was a decoration. I ain't know nothing about all that stuff, man. And then again, I don't know, maybe my mom would have did it. I always got in trouble around this time. I was always that kid. I always got in trouble around holidays.
You were naughty.
I was always naughty, so I always got the "you ain't getting nothing on Christmas" speech. And, for real.
Another great Christmas song, classic. Oh, yeah. I'm getting nothing for Christmas.
Nothing for Christmas, bro. Idiot. How you get in trouble around Christmas? That was my favorite line. I don't know. Like I went to school to get in trouble. I don't know. I was bored.
Well, let's see if it made your top 5. What's your number 3 there, sir?
You know what, bro? My top 3, I don't know if it's tradition, but it was just me and my sister not getting no sleep. Because we anticipate, we didn't get no sleep that day. Like Christmas Eve, none, bro. Like, and we'll be at the top trying to sneak in, you know, because my pop and them was smart, so they'll hide them. You know how y'all do. We hide the presents from the kids because we know, so we always looking. I don't know if you do that with your kid or not. But I know my mom did it for us. I don't know where
Santa Claus brings me my presents.
That part, right? That part. In the chimney that we never had. That part. You know. So
he comes through the deck on my house. I make sure it's not locked.
Oh man. See, I don't know, man. I just know that we stood at the top of the stairs until my mom, my pop was like, yo, go to bed. So it was always early.
There's always a way in.
It was always an early bed. That's the only time you probably could get us to go to bed early. Right. But you didn't really get no sleep.
No, man. I was the same way. Like, let's go to bed early. I'll go to bed at 8:00 at night.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to bed, and my feet underneath the covers. I'm like, I can't.
You can't.
You guys woke up at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, crack of dawn.
6:30, 6:35 in the morning.
That part, man. So
everybody's like,
that was always a child. I do remember that, bro. We was always man, and then you be so amazed when you come downstairs and see all these presents and stuff underneath this, like where it come from. That part, like, hey,
I stood up all night. I barely blinked. Where'd it come from?
That part. So that was my sister reminded me of that too. She'd be like, yeah, I remember we stay at top of stairs and get no sleep and boo. I said, oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. You know, that was one of the things, man. So that stuck out to me as that, getting no sleep, anticipating all them presents and just that day, you know.
That's great. The thing is, you don't realize it. You did fall asleep.
Yeah, you did. No, you did. You did.
You're like, I stood up all night. How did this happen? But you did fall asleep.
Yeah, we went to sleep. Sure did. It didn't seem long, but we definitely dozed off, bro. You know, this is before you had devices to put you to sleep too, Gil.
Yeah,
this is the archaic caveman days when we didn't have tablets and we didn't have cell phones. We had none of that crap. Okay, I'm talking about that time.
For sure. Yeah, just staring at the ceiling.
Yeah, still staring pretty much, Gil. Listen to Christmas music going on. That part. But yeah, that's my number 3, man, was not getting no sleep, man, anticipation of the big day.
I like it. All right, Kelly, you're number 3.
My number 3 is Christmas stories. Mainly I'm talking about like the Christmas specials, like Frosty, the one with Jimmy Durante. And I like the Rudolph and the Santa Claus is coming to town and stuff. And but I think, and Charlie Brown, of course, but I think my favorite was the Garfield one. It was just so warm and sweet. But I say Christmas stories because my favorite Christmas story is 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And I have very few memories of this being this young, but I have this memory. When I was in nursery school, we had that book, amongst the books in the class. And I would put it at the bottom of the egg crate under all the other books so nobody else would get it. And I would just fish it out all the time and read it cover to cover relentlessly. So,
have you seen the cartoon with the mouse family? That's 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's like from the 60s, I think.
Probably. Yeah.
Was that the one where the one ate all the other one's cheese and then hid it in the tree and then had to like replace it before Christmas?
I know the one mouse kid, he was like questioning about Santa because he was like a smart, like scientific kind of kid. And that's like part of the story. But it's basically like the book, but like, of course they added in some extras.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I think that's the first time I ever heard 'Twas the Night Before Christmas was that mouse special.
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah. Christmas
and
stories.
I also love like when the radio and things like they broadcast I think his name is Lionel Barrymore's spoken word version. And satellite radio has the 40s channel, which is the big band swing era. And they broadcast his reading of it every year.
Were you able, one of my, I completely forgot about this. One of the traditions that I had at my mother's apartment was there was a number to dial, and it was a recording of Santa, but he was reading like a Christmas book on the phone.
I called that number so many times.
I forgot about that. If you didn't just bring this up, I forgot about it. I forgot about.
Was it like 311 or something? Or
it was an easy general number. I think
it was like three digits, like 911, but it was 711. It was something, and they were our parents were being charged every time they called, but I didn't know, and I would just call it all the time.
I only did it once a year. My mother let me know. She was like, every time you pick up that phone, it better be local. it better be, and you had the long wire that rolled itself.
Sure.
So I could like take it and like walk to the kitchen and make my mother listen to it too. Yeah, man, I forgot about that.
There's a couple, like I just Googled it. There's a couple different ones where you can call, I guess, Santa and get like some kind of recording, or you can leave a message, or like that's neat. I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, there you go. I learned something. All right, Matt, finish up the number threes.
Oh, we're on tres. So my number 3 is probably, honestly, one of my favorites of the list. Not that they're in any particular order, but so we always do like a really big brunch right after the gifts are torn to smithereens, and everybody's put the wrapping paper in the hefty bags and tissue paper, and everybody's checked behind the tree a few times for more gifts, and once all that's wrapped up, it's just everybody kind of sits down and there's coffee, and whether we do it at whichever family member's house, it's like it feels like it's always about the same, where it's like it's just eggs and pancakes and French toast and sausage and little quiches and bread and biscuits, and I look forward to that more than anything, where it's just like, all right, we'll wrap this up so we can get to the coffee and the big old breakfast here. Excuse me. It's just so much fun to do that, and it's the tradition of it it's been every Christmas. I can't remember a single Christmas where we didn't finish up and immediately just go into a big old, but it's always breakfast food. We call it brunch or a late lunch or whatever, but it's always, dad's in the kitchen on the griddle, how you want your eggs, how you want your pancakes, how you want, and just serving up everybody. And it's a good time.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I'm getting hungry now.
I almost had the same tradition, but it was lasagna. my mother always made a lasagna. If I was with her, because I split every other year. I was either with my mother Christmas Day or I was with my father. But if I was with my mother, she made a lasagna. And I grew up, lasagna was my favorite. I mean, me
I
and
love
Garfield,
lasagna.
me and Garfield would be, would have a death battle over lasagna when I was a kid. But yeah, so I could picture it. I mean, we didn't do breakfast food, but I mean, I love breakfast food.
Yeah, who doesn't? It's amazing.
Hey, Gil, did you have a preference when you was a kid to one parent? Like you like going over moms more than you like going over pops?
Yes, I did have a preference. You want me to put someone on blast?
No, we ain't gotta go there, brother. I was just curious.
I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it if
Well,
you want to know.
I think he means like the way you would celebrate wise versus
Yes,
which parent you would prefer.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just say this: both ways were good. Both ways were good, but as a kid in the 80s, Christmas Day with my mother was my favorite day of the year.
Okay.
Was my favorite day of the year. And my second favorite day of the year was Thanksgiving with my mother.
Okay.
I prefer them over my birthday, over everything. Over everything. Christmas with my mother, best day of the year during the 80s. 90s not as much because I kind of grew up, but and Thanksgiving. Incredible. And that's no slight on my father at all, because we would have Christmas in the morning at his house, and then we would usually drive to somebody's house and have lunch or an early dinner, that kind of deal, and that was fine. But I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I got a lot more presents having it at my mother's. Got a lot more toys in particular having it at my mother's, and we wouldn't leave. We would stay in the apartment all day, so I'd be playing with my stuff all day.
Yeah.
Versus, I open up gifts, and then we got to get ready for breakfast at my father's. I could play a little bit, but then I got to, shower, get dressed, and we're going somewhere. Kind of got to dress up a little bit, and it was fine. It really was. But with my mother, I mean, as a kid, and my mother had no money. Let me just say this: no money. But Christmas and Thanksgiving, it was like we were rich for 2 days a year. It was it was unbelievable. So, yeah. Is it my turn for number 2? By the way,
sir. It is. Sir.
All right. So my number 2. Someone else is going to say this too. I think Kelly kind of already did. But my number 2 is the Christmas movies. I love watching the Christmas movies. And in particular, I like watching like the same movie every year. I'll bust in a new one because there's always a new one coming out on Netflix or something. And that's fine. And some of them are good. Some of them are all right. But I'm always, especially as a kid or a young person, every year I always wanted to see Home Alone. I always wanted to see Christmas Vacation. I always wanted to see Christmas Carol. In particular, the George C. Scott one. But I like the Muppets one. Right now, the kids like the Jim Carrey one. I know that's not the one Michelle likes. I know. Christmas Story. There's the 24-hour marathon every year, so you're gonna catch that. Elf. Like to watch Elf a couple times a year. My 2 favorite, especially as a kid, It's a Wonderful Life, whether it's a Christmas movie or not. Love watching it in the Christmas. In particular, I love watching it, the black and white version.
Yeah, the black and white version.
And March of the Wooden Soldiers with Laurel and Hardy. Loved that as a kid. Loved it. So, Christmas movies, especially those, 5 or 6, that's my jam, man. That's my jam. Love the Christmas movies. Still watch almost all of them every single year to this day, and I still get up in my feelings when I do.
Yeah.
So that's my number dos. Michelle, your number 2.
My number 2 is doing advent calendars. I've always enjoyed doing them. There's also very like as a kid, we mostly always did the little chocolate calendars, which are also German. We would actually get them from the German butcher. But they've like grown in many ways. You can get all kinds of them these days. This year I actually have a shortbread cookie one. And but they have some like crazy ones. Like they've had, if you ever look at anything like on TikTok or any of those types of things, you'll see people doing countdown, doing them every day. And there's ones like that cost people like $500 for an advent calendar. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. But like, there's, I guess, like, you can get them with wine, or you can get them with like the fanciest chocolate on the planet, or like different things like that. But, again, it was just a regular old, tradition, started in Germany, like I think mostly 19th century Germany, so it's not as old as other things. But it was like, it started out simple. Like I think they used to do like chalk marks and candles. I don't even think chocolate became part of it until like around the World War II era. And then, like they just keep exploding into different types of things. But it's kind of fun to have that little every day you can look, get something, whatever, and just counting down to the holiday.
Oh, that's
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I love doing those.
I have two of them at my house right now. My son and my youngest stepdaughter. They have one each. But I'll be honest, I never heard of it. The first time I heard of them and saw them was watching Bad Santa. When Billy Bob, was having like a hangover and he just destroyed one just to eat the chocolates out of it. That's the first time I ever saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Shows how, what I was missing. I'm not really a big chocolate guy like that anyway, so that wouldn't have been for me.
Well,
But as you say, there's
one.
different kinds, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I remember doing it as a kid, and we just had the ones with the chocolate in them. But Michelle got me this beautiful one that was Harry Potter themed last year. I still have it. It was gorgeous. I mean, it was all based on the movies. Everything had like something to do with the movie, like picture wise. But it was phenomenal.
I was gonna say, I know they have like a Star Wars one, Gil, and I think it has little like figures in it and stuff like that.
Okay. So
even the dogs have it. I mean, my dogs has one for the second year in a row.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. I do that for the dogs as well.
They going for the dogs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta get this.
You should think about that for your dog.
I am, because it's crying behind dog of mine right now. I'm trying to get out of here just to be out here crying. Big old 230-pound baby.
By the way, Michelle, Larry is a big Harry Potter fan, so if you want to send one his way with that kind of theme, I'm sure he'll appreciate it. I'm sure he
I'm
will.
also Harry Potter, man. I go to sleep to Harry Potter.
You go to sleep to Harry Potter, I remember?
Harry Potter, bro.
Oh, right. Kelly, didn't you do that for a while too?
What?
Go to sleep to Harry Potter?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I like to listen to I like to watch stuff that makes you tired, even ASMR to some extent. And yeah, I would go to sleep listening to Harry Potter.
Same here, Michelle.
Watching Harry Potter, listening to it.
Yep. I'm so used to it that it literally pissed me to sleep. If I watch something that's going to keep me up, like if I watch something that's interesting, like a documentary, something where my brain is working, I'm gonna stay up and watch it. But I already seen every scene in Harry Potter you're gonna see. I don't watch it so many times, I literally could play the scene out in my brain. So when it comes on, that's what we go to sleep to. I leave it on for the dog. I mean, he might be a Harry Potter fan for all I know.
Yeah. I always need something in the background or to look at when I'm going to sleep to make my eyes tired.
Yeah.
So it's always Harry Potter or the Hunger Games or Golden Girls. Or I have YouTube on my tablet, and I watch those, get sleepy videos and stuff like that. It's just, just to tire the eyes out.
I'm on my tablet right now. Oh no, I'm on my iPad. That's what I'm on. Who's next?
That's on me, brother.
Okay.
And Matt just mentioned it. It's the brunch. You know what I
Brunch.
mean? Like, and I've recently it's been this way. On my dad's side. My dad's side does it. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of females on my dad's side. So they all get together. And lately that's been not the tradition, man. We'll go over one of the cousins' house. And I'm talking about they go crazy, man. So like I agree with you, man. We all types of stuff over there, man. They go crazy. I mean, you can think of it. Breakfast food, fish, all types of stuff, man. All types of stuff. And then normally, that's basketball season. This is a greedy NFL won't be greedy this year, Gil. We talked about that, right? So now we get football and basketball. It was always basketball around this time for the sports. It was always basketball on Christmas until the greedy NFL got greedy and said, we're going to take this from you too, basketball.
They tried it once and made money.
Yeah, I mean,
and that was it.
Basketball goofy now, so yeah, they're gonna make money on.
They're gonna make money. They don't even have to put on good games. 3 mediocre games will get a lot more ratings than the NBA will. So,
but that
it's funny you guys saying the brunch because like I really like the idea of that, but I think like having grown up much like Gil with my parents, being divorced and everything, it was a lot of like. You did mom's, then you went to dad's, then, then if there was someplace else we had to go, like you were saying with your dad, so it was very much like you were going so many places. It's like, I'm almost like totally like, oh, this could be like a thing I could start, like my own brunch. Cause like, I really like that idea.
Yeah. I was, what, Michelle, I was like, when they did it, I was like, cause I'll stop by like one of my favorite aunts. It shouldn't be no favorite, but this is the one I always kind of see. And I just happened just to check on her because I'll just stop by and check on the family members. And she said, you going to the brunch? I said, what brunch? She said, the big brunch. What's the big brunch? You ain't get to Facebook? I don't follow you people on Facebook, man. I'm not that guy, man. I'm not the DM guy. I'm not the new generation, live off my phone guy. I just not when it comes to people. If I know you, I'd rather interact with you. I'm not going to be spying on you or my fault, not even spying, but come across your timeline and get caught up in that time bubble. I'd rather deal with you face to face and deal with you on a personal level. And I think that's a lost art nowadays because everybody is so quick to go to social media, but you won't call the person that you quick to go to social media about. But it's
I don't want to talk to them. I just want to see, they posted a picture. Hey, the kid's getting big. Swipe.
But it's good for family, man. It's like I always say this time of year, even for me being it's not even really about celebrating for the most part. It's just more like at this time of year, I always dig it because people get to act human for once. You know what I mean? Like you don't gotta be, from January to probably October. We are like so anal with ourselves, whatever we got going on our personal lives. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like always around this time, you start to be like more jovial. You wish people, Merry holidays. And you know what I'm saying? Like, the human experience is what I dig more than anything. You know what I mean?
You walk past the Salvation Army, the guy with the bell, and you say Merry Christmas. I don't normally say Merry Christmas to any complete stranger, but I do to the Salvation Army.
This time of year for the people that's less fortunate, the homeless people like that, people really look out, man. They'll give them like food, they'll look out for them, man. Stuff like that. So it's like the one time you get to be civil, and then you could be an a-hole once New Year's come back around.
Right. Well, you got to be yourself, right?
You got to be yourself. people, right, Gil?
Yep. All right, Kelly. We're down to number 2.
Okay. My next one is Christmas Eve day. And usually we would go about an hour north and to my aunt's house and have Christmas lunch, dinner. We always had chicken Parmesan because everybody liked that.
Oh, man.
So it was more like and we were there like from 12 to 4. And we would exchange gifts and we would eat and we would, watch football, of course. And it was always a fun time. We don't really do it that much anymore now that like the cousins have all kind of grown up and have their own families and things like that. So, but it was definitely something that we all look forward to every year, getting together, because we don't really see them. It's the only day of the year we actually see them. But yeah, it was always fun.
Was it chicken parm really good? I'm a chicken parmesan guy, so was it really good?
Oh man.
I like chicken parm, so
Yeah, me too.
you know, it's one of those things that's I don't want to say easy, but not complicated.
Oh, you can mess it up, bro.
Well, you don't want the chicken to dry out.
Yeah, that too.
You don't want that.
Or just ain't
My aunt
seasoned.
makes really good chicken parm. We all wanted it because it was like the only day of the year that we could have it.
My wife makes the best chicken parm I've ever had in my life.
In your life?
Yeah, and I tell her, and she thinks I'm kidding. She's like, "Oh, you're just being sweet." I go, "This is the best chicken parm I've ever had." Ever had. She makes a lot of good things. That might be top of the list, for sure. All right, Matt, finish us off at number 2.
Oh, my number 2 has been on the list a few times. Movies, particularly The Polar Express, has been a recent, favorite of mine to watch over and over because it's very heartwarming. Tom Hanks does all the voices.
He does, didn't he?
It's the animation style is unique and like it feels real but whimsical at the same time with their animation style. The story's good. The cast, I know it's a cartoon, but the voice acting and stuff, like it's encompassing and it feels like a good movie. So I've been watching that, I guess since it came out. It's probably been 15 years or so.
Yeah.
Hey, man, he did the kid voice too? Tom Hanks did the kid voice too?
No, he did the
all the conductor and everything like that.
The hobo, Santa Claus.
I think they made a lot of the characters look like him. That was the main thing they did, like with the weird.
And the boy's dad, when he gets home, the boy's dad is Tom Hanks too.
Man,
but yeah. So with that,
I've never seen Polar Express, man. I gotta check that out, man. My
What?
friend watched it.
I like it a lot,
decent movie.
but I don't like that type of animation.
Yeah, I didn't love the animation either. And my son just watched it at school last week for the first time.
Did he like it?
He liked it. And you got to show up in your like pajamas. So you had pajama pants and he had a robe and stuff like that instead of wearing the normal uniform that they wear. And it was for the Polar Express. It was Polar Express Day.
Gil, have you seen like Beowulf?
Yes.
It reminded me of that kind of animation style.
It was like that kind. It's like I don't know how they do. Well, you know who else that Jim Carrey Christmas Carol?
Yeah, that's
a lot. It's like that too.
It's just like that. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't particularly love that kind of animation.
No.
See, I find it like I don't know. I guess it's more like the lighting elements of it. Like it feels cool to me.
I mean, maybe your age there, because it's too much like video games and it doesn't look like a real cartoon.
I get that. Yeah, it's definitely not like a hand-drawn cartoon. It's all computers,
Yeah.
But to say that, to elaborate, I would say to add movies, I love Krampus as a recent Christmas movie. Sorry, got a hair in my throat. And then Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah, we talked about that on Halloween.
We did, but it's a Christmas movie.
Silent Night, Deadly Night Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Well, it's
it's
about a guy.
The story to Silent Night, Deadly Night.
It's about a guy who dresses up as Santa, but he goes around with an axe.
Yeah,
that's a Christmas movie.
That's great. Krampus is a Christmas movie too.
Krampus is a Christmas movie too, and he ain't Santa. Yeah.
But yeah, movies. That's definitely a big part of it. We've been doing a lot of that. The Grinch, Elf. We watched the cartoon Grinch. I don't like that one very much. I got roped into watching The Family Stone.
I like that. That's a hidden gem, I think.
It's actually not a bad movie.
Yeah, I like the Family Stone with Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah,
and all them.
Oh yeah, I was trying to remember which one it was.
By the way, last week I accidentally came across what was it called? One Magic Christmas, something like that, with the Mary Steenburgen. Right, by accident, I'm like, oh, this is the one that made Michelle's list, and it's the one I saw in the movies where my father yells out, "That was stupid," when she does the spin in the bathtub. So I'm watching, and I saw the spin, and it was stupid. Um, and I fell asleep to it, but I remember just before I fell asleep, I'm like, man, this movie's not that good. I mean, her family dies and stuff. I'm like, what am I watching here? And then I fell asleep. And normally I'll finish a movie that the next day if I didn't get through it. And I'm like, nah. I think there's a
you don't know how the story goes if you didn't finish
a reason why I didn't remember it when I saw it in the movies. So I will El Paso.
El Paso?
On the rest of that.
Oh, man. El Paso.
El Paso.
All right. My number one. Now, I wasn't going to do an honorable mention, but as we've been talking, I remembered, things got triggered. As an honorable mention, my mother used to take Christmas cards, ones we got that particular year, and ones from the past because she didn't get rid of them. And she would put them on the frame of the door throughout our apartment. She would use like that blue, like tacky stuff to hang them up. And we had so many Christmas cards. And then when I went to high school, they like doubled because I would get a bunch from my friends and stuff like that. So a ton of Christmas cards on the frames of each door that we had in, that small apartment. That was pretty cool. My number one, no big surprise. Number one, Christmas Day, opening up presents. As a kid, opening them up. As a parent, watching the kids open them up, seeing their faces light up with my stepkids and my son now. I get it from both ends of the spectrum because there was a gap. There was a time when I was anti-Christmas. Anti-Christmas, yes. Anti-Christmas. As you guys know, I'm divorced. So I had a family with my first wife, and then I didn't have anything. And I'm like, Christmas just reminds me that I'm alone, and stuff like that. So I didn't do anything on purpose. Then I met Mary, all the kids, had a kid of my own, and it came back. And by it coming back made me remember what Christmas was for me back in like the 80s and stuff like that. So I'm not saying it like opening up presents like receiving. It's just that inner feeling of excitement as a kid. And now I still have it, but now I have it towards seeing my kids opening up, their gifts and seeing their face light up. So it's the opening of the gifts on Christmas morning. That is my favorite part. Even though, I didn't mind getting up early as a kid, and I hate it as an adult when they're like, 6:00 in the morning, when can we open presents? I'm like, not now. But nevertheless, when we open and you see their face and they're reading who it goes to, just warms my heart, man. Warms my heart.
Yeah, man.
And I didn't think I was going to have that. And I got it. And I appreciate it. So that is my number one.
Oh, no, man.
Michelle, what is your number one?
My number one is basically watching a Christmas special, but I watch it every year on Christmas Eve with myself. It's my very own little I have to do it every year. I don't really know when I started it because it would have initially came out when I was around 6. So I maybe have done it ever since then. But I mean, as long as I can remember, I make sure I watch this on Christmas Eve. And that's Christmas Eve on Sesame Street. And it's funny because there was a few things that everybody mentioned. Like earlier, Larry was talking about the not sleeping and staying up, and like there's a whole part in Christmas Eve on Sesame Street with Big Bird trying to stay up for Santa, and nobody can find him because he's up on the roof, and he like dozes off for a minute, and while he dozed off,
Boom.
everything
Santa!
happened. Santa came, and he's like, I can't believe it. And then there's like also Larry, you were talking about everybody like being nice from like October to Christmas. There's a song in there that's about keep Christmas with you all through the year. And it's about that, like trying to be that way all year long. You know, it touches on like everything that's important. You know, Bert and Ernie kind of gift of the Magi each other. You guys know Gift of the Magi, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So there's just like really great stories. Mr. Hooper, who owns Mr. Hooper's store, is Jewish, so they touch on Hanukkah, and like it's really just a wonderful, one of the most wonderful done specials ever, and I really can't not watch it on Christmas Eve every year. I think I would like freak out.
That was a wonderful special.
Yeah.
And when I watched it for the first time as a little kid in the early 80s, I think there was a part in it where I cried. I don't remember what part, but I think something made me get up in my feelings during that
Very possible.
special. So that was a great one. Is Sesame Street still on HBO?
I think so, yes.
Because Leo used to watch it every morning like 2 years ago, and then he stopped. It's still going.
Yeah.
Still going. It's older than we are by a little bit.
Yep.
A little bit. So that's a great one, and I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot about that. That's a good one.
Yeah, I may have to watch it this year.
Yeah, and there's like so much like little things that happen in it that I left out, and then there's also little things too, like it opens with them at an ice skating rink, and they're all ice skating together, and there's a little girl who's probably my age, and she's literally wearing an outfit I had. I'm like, oh my god, I had that exact outfit. Like, so there's stupid little things like that as well, you know.
Yeah, it would be nice to see some of them because a few of them have, passed away. Obviously, Mr. Hooper, he passed away shortly after.
Exactly.
That special. So yeah, yep, that's a good one. All right, Larry.
Before I get to my number one, man, it was something that I thought about today, Gil, and I really just caught this today. So I reflected on it today, and it was I don't care what version of Christmas Carol you watch, right? It's a part in this whole movie that kind of went over my head a little bit, and it was and we all seen it. It was Tiny Tim, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just the fact that he knew that his dad was struggling, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He worked for schools. He was tight with the pennies, man. He was struggling. He didn't want to get a guy cold to light the fire, right? And how many kids, when you give them the world, right? You give them some spoiled, rotten, right? You got all the trees and all this stuff, right? And they still be ungrateful, right? Where this kid ain't have anything. I mean, they had to recycle the skates that they gave him, man. But he never looked at his parents and looked at them like, why me or woe to me? He was just happy to be with his family, man. And I think that misses a lot of people, that part. Yeah. We get so caught up in the presents and the gift, and that's cool, the gift exchanges, but I'm talking about the parents that really don't have it. And you'll go broke, extra broke. And I get it. You want to make sure that the kid is happy, but I think we miss a lot of lessons in that to say that, because if you don't have it, then this kid just, oh my God, I have the worst Christmas ever. My parents ain't this and that. And it puts a bad feeling in the parent and the child, But if you don't got it, you ain't got it, man. You know, sometimes you ain't got it, you ain't got it. You know, and that part of the movie stuck with me a little bit more when I thought about it. I said, man, this kid ain't have nothing, but he never made his parents feel like, you know, they were worse than already how they were already feeling probably.
And Tiny Tim was the kind of kid that, if he had a nickel,
Yeah,
he would give that nickel to his father,
yeah,
just to help him. And, I mean, that was,
that
that
part.
was heartwarming
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
bro. That part. So
100%.
and that was stuck with me. So I said, for everybody watching the show, man, don't forget about the reality of what this is supposed to be about, man. Enjoy your family members because you never know who's gonna be here next year. You know, you
That's
really
right,
don't.
because during the Christmas future, Tiny Tim doesn't
Yup,
make it the
doesn't
following
make it.
Christmas.
Yup, yup. So that part. And my number one is like anybody's number one, I would think. Like you just said it, Gil. Just open the presents. You know what I mean? Like that's we lived this, right? Open them presents. And then afterwards, we'll go to like my grandma, like my mom's mom. And you went to different family members because they had a gift for you. But we always went to my grandma's house because it was like you were saying, Kelly, how you just went to that place to eat. And your grandma. So she go, she's always like, go hard, man. So we'll go over there and she'll have everything. And then all the family members come over. She was a matriarch, so everybody went to grandma's house um, for afterwards. After we had our own little thing at our house, we always went to my mom's house. You know what I mean? And we just had dinner, family, jokes, laughing, movies. Everything, man. Just being around your family, man. So that was the number one for me. That part. You know,
You're talking about that. One of the things I actually kind of like sort of forgot about in a way, probably because my grandmother's been gone for 10 years. But what she always did, which I thought was cool when we were kids, is she would always sleep over on Christmas Eve. And she kept doing that until she became a snowbird. But she would come home for Christmas, but like she would sleep over on Christmas Eve. So it was kind of always cool because you
oh, that's
had grandma
cool.
there on Christmas morning too.
Oh, that is cool, man.
That
Have your
is
grandma
cool.
there, man.
Mm-hmm.
We don't love their grandma, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
Yeah. All right, Kelly. Number one.
Okay. My last one is Christmas Eve night, which is when I wrap everybody's loot. And I also watch 24 hours of A Christmas Story
oh man.
Why rapping?
Why rapping?
while wrapping. I don't necessarily pay attention to it for 24 hours and I'm not home the whole time, but I do end up catching it at least once from start to finish in that 24-hour period. And it's usually when I'm drunk off being tired and it's 2:00 in the morning and I'm still wrapping presents. It's kind of mellowed out as the kids have gotten older. They just want cash. So it's been a lot more simpler. So I want to start some new traditions like taking the dog to see Christmas lights and stuff like that. But to me, Christmas is about giving.
Yeah.
It's not about receiving.
Are you sure the presents calm down? Because I know how much you buy for Dublin.
Well, Dublin has replaced the human children. And so yeah, it's giving is the most important thing to me, even with any holidays. I mean, I'm not good at receiving gifts anyway, but it's just I've always been the person who loves just giving gifts, and I like the feeling of seeing somebody open something that I've given them that I know that they'll love. So that's what's important to me. And that's what makes me happy. So, yeah, I usually spend Christmas Eve wrapping everything and watching A Christmas Story for 24 hours.
That remind me of Kelly, my lady. She's a giver, man. That's her. Like she's 100%. She don't like. It's hard for her to receive. You know what I mean? So I mean, like, I get that. I get what you're going at with that one for real. Like she's such a giver. I'm like, she's going away for this her holiday, which go celebrate your family, man. I'm with that. She's
Yeah.
going They were her favorite cousin to celebrate, and they got the gift exchange. She already went crazy getting her books and all types of stuff. So I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm Grinch, man. I'm Scrooge. I'm that guy, man. You know, I'm at the house, and it'll be me and the dog, me and the buddy, me and my buddy. You know what I mean? But it's cool. You know, like as long as people I care about have fun on this day, that's all I really care about at the end of the day. You know what I mean? That y'all have the best holiday, you know, for you, the kids, the dog, everybody. And Dublin, is he Irish? Does he have Irish in the bloodline?
No, he's English. He's a bull terrier.
Oh, English. Oh, you're the English bull terrier, Dublin. I thought Dublin was in Ireland, man.
It is in Ireland.
It's in Ireland, right?
Dublin, Ireland.
But the English, did they own Ireland? They kind of owned Ireland, didn't they?
Yeah. I went to Europe in 2016 to London, Dublin, and Paris.
Okay.
And I thought, because I'm a Paris fanatic, that it was going to be the greatest thing ever. But when I went to Dublin, I was just blown away by the whole vibe of the city. Yeah. Just the people, it was just amazing. I was speechless about the way Dublin made me feel.
Wow. It's a lot of pubs, because I know this Irish lady, she always tells me there's a lot of pubs over where she's from.
We saw a couple. We saw Bar Temple. I think that's the famous one. And we did the Guinness tour.
Okay.
And when we got there and saw the sign I saw something that said it was like the most popular tourist attraction in Europe. And I'm like, that's impossible, with Big Ben and the Eiffel Tower and all the other landmarks and stuff. But then we took the tour and I understood why. It's shaped like a pint glass. The factory is shaped like a pint glass inside. Yes. And it has a 360-degree view of Dublin at the top, with a bar that serves a Guinness that you can make on the tour.
Stop playing.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah, I like that type of stuff, man.
I remember when you guys went on that trip, Michelle sent me a postcard shaped as a Guinness postcard.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I bought my brother and sister-in-law pint glasses from the storehouse. And to this day, they're like, all right, get the good glasses out.
Yeah. I'm impressed that we got the glasses home without them breaking.
Right? I mean, well, I had surely enough clothes to keep it. But yeah. And he was rescued, and I had like 8 names for him. I didn't know what I wanted to call him. I really wanted him to be called Harper, because I'm a fanatic. But he only answered to that for one day. So he picked his name. That was the one he kept answering to.
Dublin. Oh man, I like that, man. I like that one.
But I did get my way, sort of. His name is Dublin Harper Creshu.
Okay.
Does he pronounce his last name correctly?
He does, yes.
Okay, because I can't. Sorry. I'm sorry. All right, Matt, finish us up. You're number 1, sir. You're number 1.
Number one. So number 1's been mentioned, I think, by everybody, but decorating the tree with the family. So that's probably one of the better things aside from the brunch. That's probably my favorite, is the brunch, but decorating the tree with the family is one of the better traditions, because we always call back to what Gil said earlier. We put on the Alexa, put on some music, hang some ornaments, and it's fun to watch the kids grab them out of the box, put them all in one spot, so I have to separate them later when they're not around. and then watch the little guy take the ones off the bottom and scatter them around the house. But and then having the ambiance of that in the corner of the room, is a cozy feeling. It's cool. It's like, I'm always hesitant to put it up, and then once it's up, I'm hesitant to take it, because I'm like, well, now that corner of the room is going to be all weird because the tree's not there.
Isn't January the worst? January's the worst.
It is, man. It is, man.
One of the things I was going to ask everybody is I noticed a lot of Christmas like movies and specials.
Mhm.
They'll put up the tree like on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh, ain't it?
I don't know anyone who has ever done that. Like everybody,
No.
that's like one of the quote unquote first things you put up
Well,
in a lot of ways.
yeah.
So I was like, who actually waits to do their tree that late? That's like crazy.
It is crazy.
Right.
Never
So
thought
So my
about that.
dad used to
Considering
say
most-
that his mom would do Christmas decorations on Christmas Eve where there would be nothing in the house, not an
Yeah.
ounce of Christmas. And then he said he would go to sleep Christmas Eve, wake up, and there would be a tree and garland and presents
Crazy.
and cookies. And like, it was
Man.
like, because he said that his mom wanted him to know that like Santa came. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So it was just
okay.
like, it was dead until Christmas morning. And then it was poof, Christmas everywhere.
Well, that's a lot of
Crazy.
shocking on right there, ain't it, man?
That's a lot of that's a lot
That's
of
a
work
lot.
for the parents now that
Yeah,
I'm older
it
to
is.
realize. that.
Yeah, that's like, I guess that's what I'm thinking about. Like, who would throw it all up that just on that one? Because like you're just giving yourself so much more work.
Yeah, I
And
guess
you're only going to keep it up for like a week. You know, once the
Well-
new year comes,
Yeah,
you
New
know,
Year,
people
yeah.
start taking their stuff down.
Right. If you follow like tradition, you're supposed to keep your Christmas stuff up till the 6th of January. But again, you have that same thing with people. Like, this is what makes me laugh because you have those people who are like, November 1st, it's Christmas. And then it's like December 26th, they're taking it down. Like, I don't get it. Like,
That's if they
it makes
start
no
too early,
sense.
they get burnt out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they started it too early. They're like, I'm done.
Yeah,
Right
exactly.
after Halloween,
done.
they throw the tree up and start going Merry Christmas. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just give it.
Dude, how many times before Halloween do you go through like a store and they're already selling Christmas stuff?
I mean, the
Before
store, I always
Halloween.
hate that, but the stores kind of have to start, you know, their things a certain amount of time early. I get that. But like, some of it is just ridiculous, though. Like you said, like you'll have stuff out in August already, and you're like,
Mhm.
August is when Halloween's starting. Like, why are you putting out Christmas already?
Yeah, I think
I'm
in
still in
retail world,
shorts.
like Christmas starts in July. So those trees that you see on the curb on December 26th may be retail workers.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
right. I know that they do Christmas in July a lot for like sales and stuff, which
Yeah.
you know, okay. But you know, usually that's just like a week or a day or two. Like it doesn't need to be like, oh, let's keep now, you know, like
Right.
Good. All right. I liked everybody's. We did a lot of the same, but there was a few things that made me think of stuff that I forgot. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Now, like I said before, we're going to do our top 5. We're going to run through it fast, 5 to 1. I'll start it. Here we go. My number 5, Christmas music, the classics. My number 4, going through neighborhoods looking at Christmas lights. My number 3, the Christmas tree, decorating it with the family. Number 2, Christmas movies, the classics, some of the newer ones, put on repeat. Let's go. And number 1, Christmas Day, opening up gifts as a child, as an adult, seeing the kids. That is my top 5 personal Christmas traditions. Michelle, your top 5.
okay, top 5. Number 5, decorating the tree. Number 4, Christmas music starting after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Number 3, St. Nicholas Day. Number 2, Advent calendars. And number 1, Christmas Eve on Sesame Street on Christmas Eve.
Excellent. Larry, you're up.
Oh man, my number 5, man, was decorating the house, getting it festive. Number 4 was, as we mentioned, Christmas movies. You know, number 3, not getting any sleep, anticipating the big day. Number 2 was always a brunch after all the preps was open, family brunch, and then my number 1, opening presents, and then seeing my grandmother. You know, having dinner at my grandmother's house. So that was the biggest thing.
Excellent. Kelly, you're up. Your 5 are.
My Christmas kickoff, How the Grinch Stole Christmas on Thanksgiving night. Christmas tree decorating with the popcorn and cranberry tinsel. Christmas stories. Twas the night before Christmas, and all the Christmas cartoons, especially Garfield. Number 3, excuse me, yeah. Sorry. Number 4, Christmas Eve day, Christmas with the extended family. Number 5, Christmas Eve night, wrapping presents, and 24 hours of A Christmas Story.
There you
Excellent.
go.
Excellent.
There's Kelly's 5. Matt, finish us up. What is your 5?
All right. 5 is my grandmother's famous butter cookies. Number 4 is driving around, creeping on everybody's Christmas lights and every development I have gas to go see. Number 3 is a big old brunch, including lots and lots of custom-made food catered to your liking. Number 2 is the Polar Express and Krampus. I'm going to throw that in there. And number 1 is coming together and watching the little guys throw their Christmas tree together that we get to look at for a month.
Wonderful. I thought everybody's was great.
Yes.
A couple I never heard of, but mostly we kind of recycled the same thing, but everybody had a personal way that they did it or watched it or contributed to it. Absolutely. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast on this Christmas spectacular number 3. I want to thank Larry Loper, Michelle Chefatelli, Kelly Creshu. I'll get it. Maybe next year. And of course, Matt Shackelford. We know Matt from Matt's Monday Review.
Yes, sir.
And please like, subscribe, tell a friend, leave a comment. Let us know about your personal Christmas traditions because I want to hear about it. Maybe a lot of them are the same as us. Maybe there's something different. I really want to hear those different ones. So, for everybody who tuned in and everybody who participated, thanks again. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And you can catch the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast tomorrow on our normal sports kind of show. Until then, be safe. Yes. Merry Christmas. Deuces,
Merry
y'all.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank y'all once again for blessings with y'all presence, man. We appreciate y'all 100%.
Let's do it again.
You already know it, partner. Nah.